Now, we had a pretty good definition, pretty good understanding of what a valid inference or a valid argument was. And in particular, we said that a valid argument is one where it's impossible for all the premises to be true and the conclusions false, or necessarily, if all the premises are true, then the conclusion is true, right? The same thing. It can't be that we have true premises and a false conclusion in a valid argument. But now let's consider an example that's going to show that while this definition was roughly, correct and gave us a good idea, it wasn't quite on target. Consider this argument. Clifford is a dog, therefore Clifford is a mammal. Is this a valid argument? Does it follow logically from the fact that Clifford is a dog that Clifford is a mammal? Well, not really, because Clifford is a dog and Clifford is not a mammal is not a contradiction, right? Because dogs might not have been mammals. After all, it's not impossible that all dogs are robots. It's in fact not the case. We know dogs are not robots, but it's possible that somebody created dogs, made them very sophisticated robots. Now, we might say that we can expand the argument. We can add a premise that all dogs are mammals. It's a fact of science that we know. But notice, that is a different argument than the first argument, because we've added another fact to this argument. So immediately what this points out is, and by the way, this really gives us it foreshadows. It tells us something that's going to happen in the future, because in the future, if we hear somebody giving arguments like this, when we're reconstructing them, we're going to want to add premises that, like number 2, they're missing. Except in our case, the argument considering is Clifford is a dog, therefore Clifford is a mammal, the one on top of the page, it literally that conclusion does not follow as a matter of logic, right? It follows with some additional facts. So there's a minor difficulty with our definition of validity.